Sustainability, prosperity, and well-being are directly correlated to its access to running clean water, sanitation, telecommunications, and energy, the network of utilities that underpin every modern society. Now, I ask you to consider how every night we flick on a switch and are greeted with light powered by this very utility network. Yet 120 years ago, this concept was only a pipe dream, a vision of Thomas Edison after finally crafting a viable light globe following 1,000 failed attempts. Now, we have certainly evolved a lot since Edison's idea, and many other inventions have tapped into this utility network and become the norm that underpins every society and supports our daily lives. Yet despite all of our 21st century advancement, I'm here to say we still have much room for improvement in how we locate, manage, and protect these assets that live beneath our very feet.
You're spot on, Ben. To give you some context on the scale of the challenge, within the UK, there are 1.5 million kilometers of underground pipes, cables, and passages, yet no single map. This sees £7 billion per year spent on repair costs due to accidental strikes of these assets. Like the UK, Australia also does not have a central accurate utility map. Sadly, underground utilities are still a source of community cost overruns, disruptions, and personal injury on major construction projects because there is no central point of truth. Given the technology we have available today in BIM, GIS, and IoT, why is managing underground utilities still such an ongoing challenge? To provide context, a good outcome for a major project is to keep cost of utility management to between 4 to 8% of the total project fee, with the difference relating to complexity. When our LXRP is looked at in the context of Victoria's big build, you can see that the management of utilities is $1 billion consideration that can easily escalate. Given this risk-reward opportunity, Ben and I have been on a journey to identify the industry current state and imagine a more certain and cost-effective future for the management of crucial utilities infrastructure.
It certainly has been an interesting journey, Rob. And as you would expect, I've learned that every city has evolved, and over time, so has the utilities networks that lay beneath them and the ecosystem and supply chains that support them. In fact, it's much like a bowl of spaghetti added to over time. These assets are seriously interwoven amongst each other and then buried, often without accurate record. And as you mentioned, Rob, earlier, the UK example, despite all the technology advancements in the recent decades, there's still often, and there isn't, no single source of truth, no map, no digital twin that can accurately provide the location of these assets. This really does leave major projects, asset owners, through to mums and dads who dig beneath the ground, only one source of information in Australia to rely on. That's dial before you dig. It's a great service. Yet unfortunately today, it is underpinned by indicative underground utility data that's not super accurate from utility owners. This is why utility verification has to happen at most sites whenever we dig. And it results in a lot of 2D plans and ensuing whiteboard sketches. This approach naturally leads itself to human error oversight during major projects. Then at project completion, this golden verified utility data is wasted. It's lost, and there's no mechanism or policy or commercial incentive to pass it on down the chain and back to the utility owners so that it doesn't have to be re-verified in the future. This knowledge has really helped yourself and I focus on the LXRP journey and how we manage utility workflows and look to digitize that into a single source of truth for utilities management. A repeatable 3D tool, a digital platform, something that's relatable, Alex 3D Connect Utilities Management. So enjoy this short video demonstrating the tool and how it empowers decision-making in the context of the real world. So as you can see, the utilities ecosystem and supply chain is complex, but the task of creating a national central point of truth for utilities information needs to be something that we look at closely. With today's technology, industry's brilliant minds, and an observed appetite across the utilities industry for change, we must now strive for more than we currently have as the status quo.
And building this utilities central point of truth for our projects, our state, our nation, will enable us to respond to our growing global challenges, population, climate change, and necessity to do more with less. We owe it to ourselves and future generations to bring about certainty in the management of underground utilities, to envisage and build a central digital platform and accompanied by commercially driven policies to maintain and protect the lifeblood of every modern society, our underground utilities network. Just as Nelson Mandela said, it always seems impossible until it's done.